Good Saturday morning to you. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. This is your outlook for March 15th, 2014. And starting off with the GFS today, and we have a system that's going to be moving to our south. And we had a first call out yesterday. I really think this is going to be very similar to the March 3rd system. I mean, we saw the model guidance go a little crazy with snowfall over a large area of our coverage areas, similar to that storm a couple days prior, but everything since has been shifted south, south, south. And the reason for that, we argued against this whole idea for almost a week now, and we kept saying that the pattern is very progressive aloft and a very fast Pacific jet, and that is really what you have to start. When you can't just use these models as you use them just as guidance, and you can't take them verbatim. And even though we had a unanimous agreement among the models showing snow over a large area of our coverage area here, we kept saying, well, it just doesn't make sense, so we're going to argue against it and say that it stays south, and lo and behold, it's doing that. Why were we able to do that? Very simple. You got to take a look at observations. You can't just use models to make forecasts, and observationally, everything was indicating that we had a very fast Pacific jet, and that would make this a very flat system, not amplified, not coming further north, and that's what's happening here. So do I expect this to come north? No, absolutely not. In fact, I expect it to go further south, and we might not even need a second call tonight. It's that simple. Here's the GFS, though. It does take it a little bit further north here. With the northern extent of the precipitation, it gets it all the way up to about I-78 here with the snow, but and heavy accumulating snow, moderate snowfall, I should say, across Maryland, Northern Virginia, and Delaware. I don't believe this. I don't think this is going to end up happening here. I think you're going to have some boundary layer temperature issues down here, and the GFS and some others are not picking up on this properly, I don't think. So even down here where it's showing snow, where it's further south, you're going to have some temperature issues, and although it's showing snow here, I don't think that's going to be right. So we're going to the GFS then takes this system offshore here. Let's go over to the high-res NAM. And I think this has a better idea of temperatures. I want to just show you this. See, it does stay to the south here, south of the Mason-Dixon line. But see what it does here? It's showing this is all rain here, and I think this is right. I really do. We're going to have some issues with rain down here. I don't think it's going to be an issue of snow. And here it is. This is 10 p.m. on Sunday night. Still got some rain down here. Now the NAM does show some eventually changing over to snow down here in southern Delaware, and that's it. So we talked about this. Here's rain still here at 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday. And then you see it staying south here. It does change over to snow late down here on the high-res NAM across southern Delaware. This is now 4 o'clock in the morning. And very next frame, same deal before this thing pulls away here. So it looks like you're just talking about extreme southern Delaware for an area that would get snow. I don't think it gets into South Jersey at all. Stays rain, and this is really going to make it difficult for us to make a second call map when you only have one county in our entire coverage area that has the potential for snow, in our opinion, and it might be very, very minor. And one of those deals where it might be falling and not accumulating, especially not on non-paved surfaces, because it's going to be so warm down here today. Talking about temperatures going to be in the 60s down here in southern Delaware, so it's going to be hard. They're very hard pressed to get this to stick, especially on the paved surfaces. Going to the RGEM, the Canadian model is the most aggressive with the storm this week, and you can see it keeps everything further to the south. This is just light precipitation again, maybe some snow showers. What we'll put up here, a rain or snow shower. I really don't like this setup at all, and I think this is going to wind up staying further south, and you might get some flakes down to this area that are non-accumulating flakes. The area that I think you could get some accumulations are out in here, and this is where the mountains are. It'd be west of DC. Kind of like in this area. This is the only place I would really put accumulations or appreciable accumulations. The rest of this area, maybe a coating to an inch or two at most. But this area here could get into some accumulations of maybe 3 to 6 or 4 to 8. Something out in this area. Because again, you have the mountains. Maybe we extend this further west, but as far as our map's concerned, this wouldn't be included anyway. But this is the area I see the accumulations happening west of Baltimore, west of DC. I think it's rain in Baltimore and DC. You might end as if have some flakes mixing in and not really accumulating. And then again, you might have some area down here that gets into the coating to an inch or two, and mainly grassy area accumulation. So I think that's where we're going to be going today with our call, and we're going to go. It's really not impressed. I'm really not impressed with this system, so I think it's going to continue. The models are going to continue to either bring this further south yet, where we won't even need a map, or maybe just those minor accumulations. And again, just in these areas out here west of DC and Baltimore, we'll get into the snow. Going back to the GFS now, this is for the rest of the week. We're going to go to Wednesday now. Wednesday has a system moving to our north here, and a cold front that's associated with it. Here's the rain showers are going to be popping up with it. Not a huge deal, but there will be some. It will definitely be rain. We're not talking about snow with this system here. It's going to be too warm, and then that system slides off, and you have a couple days that are near normal. This high pressure will slide offshore and bring up temperatures. You're going to have a southwesterly wind flow, so it means you're going to have temperatures again climbing. A cold front getting ready to come out here from the west as we head towards next weekend. And here's that system here. So bringing, again, just rain, because we're talking about warm temperatures out ahead of it. And then we're not looking at anything behind it. Winds do shift to the northwest. We're going to have up and down temperatures. It's not going to be constant warmth or constant cold. And any cold shots you get, I think, will be short-lived. But this is definitely looking at Saturday night and Sunday. You could have a cold day on Sunday. But again, it's not going to be, it's going to be relative to this time of year. We're not talking about temperatures back in the teens for highs or anything like that. So, we'll look at that as we get closer, but looking like all the systems that we're talking about from this point forward are going to be rain systems. And I do think this is the effective end to winter. I really don't think we have anything too big to worry about for the rest of the way. But, of course, we've seen that can change pretty quickly. But, again, in recap today, the system we think is going to stay to the south here. We're kind of deciding whether we need to do a second call or not. I'm not sure at this point. I really don't like this system at all and think it stays further south. And even if it does clip our southern areas, I think it's going to be rain for the most part, or non-accumulating snow, or snow that melts on contact in most, except maybe on some grassy surfaces. So we'll do that. We'll do the second call today, and we'll let you know what's going to happen with that. But have a great Saturday and Sunday. This is the weekend outlook for March 15th and March 16th, 2014. Have a great weekend.